Welcome back. It is Sunday, July 28th, and the MLB. Our three best bets are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. As always, let's recap yesterday. So close to a 5-0 sweep. Let's talk about it. Dodgers, Astros over 8.5. Wonderful call, Logan. Pretty sweat-free there. Runs started a little bit slow, but they heated up. Hit that in the 6th inning. We had the Nerfy pretty sweat-free. 6 up, 6 down. We had a Rockies, Giants, SGP. That cash, we had Michael King's under and earned runs. Parlayed with an alt under in Chicago. Pretty sweat-free. Our one loser, Ben Rice, under 1.5 bases. You have to be kidding me. He goes, what? I think he went 0 for 2, sack fly and a walk. No hits in his first 4 ABs. Final AB, top of the ninth, double off the wall. Just painful. And with that, I tip my cap and I retire from under and bases. I'm not doing it again. He was about plus 450 to get a hit in that last AB. Just a hit. He just needed no extra bases. Painful. But hey, 4 in one day. You won't see Logan and I complain too much about that. Let's try to duplicate that and have another winning day today. 2-1, preferably, or maybe a 3-0 day. We're going to dive into the picks. As always, appreciate you guys for all the love and support. Go drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you are new. The breakdowns will resume on Monday on the main channel here. Let's have a wonderful day. And you know what? We're going to start at Sunday Night Baseball, where we have the Yankees taking on the Red Sox. Both first 2 games of the series have been electric. Honestly, if you've been going to either of the 2 games, you've seen super high scoring games. Unfortunately, if you're going to it tonight, you're going to see a low-scoring game. First pick of the day, Yankees, Red Sox, under 5 in the first 5. Currently about minus 125 on BetMGM. Now, Bet365 was on a under 5 line. There are a couple books that do offer a 5. Obviously, I know some books are going to do the 4.5 and the 5.5. I don't mind a 4.5. I won't lie to you there. I don't mind a 4.5 at all. I wouldn't be surprised if this closes around 4.5 at the same odds. A 5.5, too juiced. I was going to take the 5.5. I was going to lay minus 140. However, you can't lay that. You have to lay like minus 160. I'd rather not do that. I like the push equity here. If you only have a 4.5 and a 5.5, maybe split units. Maybe do 0.6 units on the 4.5, 0.4 on the 5.5, something like that. I don't know exactly how that works out, but I really like a lower scoring game to start in this Yankees-Red Sox game. Now, I like the full game under, but if you look at the bullpens and you look at how many arms have been used the last few games, I'm going to pass on that. Let's talk about the starting pitchers. Carlos Rodon will start for the Yankees, 4.42 ERA and a 1.24 whip. Now, notably, Rodon has been worse on the road, but he's coming off one of his best starts of the year. And that sometimes I feel like when you have a really good start as a pitcher, you have that confidence coming into the next start. Whereas sometimes if you're coming into a shaky start, you already don't have confidence. You're not going to pitch well at all. But Rodon's last outing against a very good Rays team against lefties, 7 innings pitched. He had a no-hitter in that game going up into, I think, until the 5th before he gave up a solo bomb. But 2 hits, 10 strikeouts. His start before that, not great, but 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs at Baltimore. Baltimore, another team that hits lefties well. Now, we've talked about this pretty frequently in July. The Red Sox haven't been great against lefties. 20th in batting average, 23rd in WRC plus versus lefties in July. Now, you look at their last 2 weeks, their numbers are a tad inflated versus lefties, but you get to face guys like Ty Black and Austin Gomber out in Coors Field. Those guys are sometimes batting practice, and they rocked them. Sure, you hit Ty Black, you have to hit Ty Black. I mean, that guy sucks. But against Rodon, a guy that has the Ks, has the whiff rate, I think they could struggle a little bit here. I mean, Rodon, his K-prop's in at 7.5, pretty dang high. His outs line's in at 17.5. I think he could pitch decently well here today. His last start in Fenway, he did anything but that. He gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings. They had his number, but he also walked 3 guys, gave up 7 hits. The command clearly was not there that day, and that actually started a bad streak for Rodon where it just was giving up 5, 6, 7 earned runs, consistent starts. Now he's coming off a good start. I think he pitches decently today. 2 or 3 earned runs, we can live with that. Preferably 0. That'd be nice. But like I said, the Red Sox haven't been great versus lefties. They have looked good the last few, but again, you're out in Coors Field against some bums. You should be able to hit them. Rodon, pretty solid. We've seen Boston really struggle with the Ks against lefties. Hopefully Rodon can get out of some jams, if that's the case with the strikeout, and pitch decently today. Now on the other side, we can't just have Rodon pitch a masterclass. We need a good start from Tanner Houck, who will start for the Red Sox. 2.71 ERA and a 1.09 whip. He's coming off his worst start of the year, one of them. We backed him in Coors. We took his over and outs. Yeah, he didn't look good. He still cashed. 6 innings pitched, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks. This is the guy that just was, the hit parade started and it never really didn't end. I mean, the Rockies kept getting hits and hits and hits and more hits against him, but he still got the 17.5 outs we needed. And today he will face the Yankees offense, which has been hitting righties pretty well recently. They did face Tanner on July 5th, so about a few weeks ago. Only went 3 1/3, only gave up 1 earned run, but did have 4 walks in that game. Obviously struggled a little bit with command. That's unlike him and doesn't walk a lot of guys. What I really like about Tanner Houck and what I don't like about a lot of the other Red Sox pitchers, a lot of the other Red Sox pitchers in their bullpen, giving up those big, home runs, doubles, and things like that. guy like Houck is pretty good at keeping the ball on the ground. 93rd percentile ground ball rate, 81st in barrel percentage, and 82nd in chase rate. So we can get some swings and misses. His K props at 5.5, but he's keeping the ball on the ground. And for a Yankees offense that has guys like Verdugo, guys like Volpe that like to hit into the double plays, even guys like Glaber, who's been scorched not, but he's a double play threat. Heck, Aaron Judge and Juan Soto are capable of hitting into the double plays too. The Yankees are up there in the tops of the league in double plays. Houck is good at keeping the ball on the ground, and if his defense can support him, I know the Red Sox defense hasn't been great this year, they can help him out. I think we could see some double plays to ruin some innings for the Yanks. I really think Tanner can pitch decently today. He's also a guy, you look at him, 200 batting average allowed to lefties. The Yankees likely stack those lefties in there. He's allowed only 6 home runs on the year total, and that's great because the Yankees offense, we know, they got guys that can, those home runs really can do you in if you're taking an over. Instead, I think you see Tanner force the Yankees to have to get consistently, hits. It's a hit parade, singles. And I just don't know if the Yankees offense they've been good against righties, but they're relying on a lot of those extra base hits, which Houck has been really good at limiting. So I know it's not a fun pick to back, but I really like the first 5 under in the Yankees and Red Sox game. Count me out on the bullpens, but I'm done yapping about Rodon and Houck. Throwing it to Logan, who he also has an under. So Logan, where are you going?
Yeah, I mean, yours is no fun. No one likes taking an under. Mine's also no fun. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to have to sweat out all 9 innings of this one. It's the Rangers and Blue Jays under 9. Minus 125 odds on Bet365 is your best value there. Again, you're faced with a choice. You can either play the 8.5 for maybe plus value, maybe plus 100 or, even odds on that one. Or you can take the 9, just pay a little bit more juice. Guys, if this ends on 5-4, I'd much rather push than be a loss. And now, if we look at this series, the first 2 games of the series have gone over. On Sunday, this is the day where we see trend breakers. I think we see a good old-fashioned under to break the trend on Sunday in this one. Would it be surprising to see maybe not the A-team lineup for either of these teams? No, Sunday being getaway day for these teams, it's not surprising at all to see some abnormal lineups on Sundays. It's usually a better day to take an under if that's what you're going to do. Who's starting for the Blue Jays today? It's Jose Barrios. 4.08 ERA and a 1.21 whip for Barrios. Okay stats. I mean, he's a mediocre pitcher. He's been up and down this year. But what I like about Barrios is that he pitches well at home. 3.18 ERA versus a 4.99 ERA on the road. So he's cut that ERA down to nearly a 3 versus a near 5 on the road. Now, I like him pitching in Rogers Center today. And then we look at the Rangers as an offense. This is an offense I want to fade. I want to aggressively fade them because they are so bad right now. Knock on wood, hopefully that continues. 30th in batting average versus right-handed pitchers over the last 2 weeks. And that's with a lot of plate appearances versus the righties. That 310 plate appearances versus right-handed pitchers. That batting average for the Rangers only a 172. My Lord, man. I mean, we got to fade that. And Barrios, does he have to pitch perfectly today? No. But he can still be able to get the ground ball outs. When Barrios is being the best version of himself, he's not a huge strikeout guy. He never has been. But he is good at getting, some ground ball outs. And he has a 17.5 outs line juiced on the over, even though he's under that line in 3 out of his last 4 games. I think the books are projecting him to, give them some decent length in this one and pitch pretty efficiently, not walk a whole lot of guys. It's kind of been his downfall. If you look at his bad starts, he's had a ton of walks. Hopefully he does keep the walks down today. I like Barrios to pitch well. And I also like John Gray for the Rangers. John Gray starts today, 3.73 ERA and a 1.26 whip for John Gray. Is he an ace? No, he's not. But he's been a solid pitcher, especially in the month of July. With a 3.57 ERA this month, that's okay. That is definitely in the backable territory. Come out here with a 6 ERA, couldn't back that. Are we ready to say the Blue Jays offense is back? I personally am not. I was faced with the decision in this game because I actually do like this game. If I were to pick a side, I would probably lean Blue Jays. But I was faced with that decision. I was like, oh my gosh. I know the minute I touched the Blue Jays, and I feel like a lot of people in the comments could probably relate to this, you're going to get a 3-1 Blue Jays loss, and you're going to be like, wow, where'd the offense go? I'm not ready to say they're fully back today. And John Gray is a pitcher that could definitely, keep them at bay today. He doesn't walk a lot of batters. He's 81st percentile in walk percentage. So hopefully no free base runners for the Blue Jays today. That's kind of where they do a lot of their damage. I mean, they've been hitting a lot better with runners in scoring position recently, and they've been kind of hitting better versus righties as a whole, hitting 267 versus righties the last 2 weeks. Again, John Gray can go out and give us 2 to 3 earned runs out of his start. That would be solid. I would take that all day long. Blue Jays are still on the season 27th in runs scored at home. They have not performed well consistently at Rogers Center, which is why I have paused on actually backing them on the money line. But I still think the under is the clear way to go in this one. If I just look, I think if they played this exact game out of 10 times, I think 7 or 8 of those games do go under between these two starting pitchers. So I do like it there. And then we go to the bullpens, right? Over the last 2 weeks, Texas 14th in bullpen ERA, Toronto 19th in bullpen ERA. You have two middle of the pack bullpens. Neither of them I classify as like catastrophic. Like I mentioned yesterday in that over. I said the Dodgers bullpen has been catastrophic recently. That's why we got to take an over. And sure enough, they were yesterday. And both these bullpens are not catastrophic. I think they come in and do their job. Each starting pitcher as well could go 6 innings and limit the bullpen exposure. If you look at both of these starting pitchers' outlines, they're both 17.5, slight juice on the over for both of them. So I do think we get some decent starting pitching in this one. I think we have decent bullpens. I think the offense kind of doesn't come to life in this game. Give me the under between the Blue Jays and Rangers. Love that as my best bet of the day. But Austin, wrap it up. What's your third pick?
Yeah, Logan, love the pick for all the reasons you talked about. Really like that one. Like you said, you could take it at 8.5, but like the 9 for push potential. Sundays are always a wonky day. Now, we don't have a Nerfy today, although if we did have to do one, we would probably back our boy Crochet. But man, that one's too juiced, and you guys know Logan and I's policy. We don't take super juiced Nerfies. It's like minus 150. We'll pass on that. Instead, we'll go to another game that I really like, and I know we've taken 2 under, so here's another one. Just kidding. No, we got an over. So if you only bet overs, here you go. Here's one for the card. Rockies and Giants over 7.5 minus 105 on FanDuel. Now, you look at these two pitchers. I think we get a lot of runs. I'll talk about why. I think we get lots of them today. I think this line could close at 8, which would be awesome for some CLV, but I don't see it going down at all. I'm rocking my Rockies, Charlie Blackmon jersey, and I really need some support from him. Now, yesterday we did take in, SGP in the first game of the doubleheader. Blake Snell, 15 Ks. I mean, good Lord, what are we doing, Rockies? And then you also, and then the Giants offense was able to be a little bit held in check by Ryan Feltner. And then we saw both games in that doubleheader go under 4-1 and 5-0, largely due to the Rockies, who were combined 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They suck, but they faced Blake Snell and Birdsong, two guys that have kind of had their numbers. Now today they get Jordan Hicks, and I think their offense wakes up a little as they try to avoid a sweep. Now Hicks, 4.01 ERA and a 1.39 WHIP. His expected ERA 4.82. With guys returning to their rotation, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe we see Hicks move to the bullpen soon, and this could heck be his last start now the Robbie Ray's back. But there's a guy in Hicks, K rate 21%, 37th percentile. He's not like Birdsong, who had 8 Ks, or Snell, very high K percentage. No, it's not him. So I think the Rockies can get the bat on the ball, which is all we're looking for. He's 15th percentile in hard hit percentage, 20th in barrel percentage. This is a Rockies team that they don't have a lot of lefties to really stack, but they should have 4 to 5 in there. And you look at Hicks, 401 on base percentage to lefties. So if those guys can get up and we can get on base with a high on base percentage, Hicks likes to walk guys, we could really see the Rockies offense hopefully show up. We saw, and Logan and I talked off air about yesterday's game for the Cubs Royals, where we're like, we wanted to back the Cubs in some capacity or some over in that game, but the Cubs offense has been dead the last few games, and they woke up against Seth Lugo. Maybe the Rockies offense have saved all their runs for today. That'd be lovely. But Hicks, last 5 starts, 5, 3, 3, 5, and 4 earned runs. He's been stinking it up. He's faced the Rockies already twice, both about 2 months ago. So don't do a lot with that. 3 and 1 earned run in those 2 starts. I think we see some Rockies run support today. Now on the other side, maybe the Giants, if they want to score 8 runs all by themselves, I'll allow it as they face Austin Gomber. Now Gomber, we've talked about him before, weird splits. Really good at home in Coors Field. Not good on the road. 5.61 ERA and a 1.42 WHIP and a 291 batting average allowed on the road. His last 5 road starts since the beginning of June, 3, 4, 8. Hey, do that for us today. 5 and 4 earned runs. He's been really, really bad on the road. And the Giants are a team that last 2 weeks, 8th in batting average, 1st in slugging percentage, 2nd in WRC plus versus left-handed pitching. I mean, we saw what they did to Kyle Freeland. We've seen what they've been able to do against lefties recently. They have the ability to stack 6 or 7 lefties in there. Guys like Tyler Fitzgerald, who appears to hit a home run every single game. Do it again today for us, please. But I mean, you look at Gomber, 283 batting average allowed to righties. So look, I think we see runs early in this game, and we get to late in the game. We talked about the doubleheader yesterday. A lot of bullpen arms used. Giants used pretty much every single bullpen arm at least once. The Rockies bullpen is 25th in ERA in July. They don't have a lot of good arms and had to use some of their better arms yesterday. Giants 15th in bullpen ERA in July too. So I think we see a lot of these arms having to be used 2 days in a row. Maybe they don't have the command that they typically do or the velocity that they typically do when they haven't been used back-to-back days. I think we see runs early and often. I think we see runs late in this game too. I really like the over. 7.5, you're taking it. I think the Rockies offense shows up today, and I think the Giants get some runs up on Gomber. So give me the over in this game at 7.5. Low total because it's in San Fran, a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, but I like this pick a lot. So only 3 picks on the card. That's what we're going to stick to, and let's go 3-0. Let's bring up those brooms. We are certainly due one, and we'll see you guys back again on Monday when you'll see the return of the breakdown and our normal best bets videos and the parlay of the day. Summer days, baby. We'll see you guys back again tomorrow, though, for some more picks. Let's hopefully have a 3-0 day. We'll see you then. Peace.